Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I look like a freaking dork right now, and I'm sorry if my glasses are like reflecting hella off my ring light. Whew, do I got a video for you guys today. Are you guys ready to have some balls drop? Some mind just like blown? When I started researching this stuff, I was like, what the heck is wrong with our country? It's gonna make you just feel so betrayed. I can't wait to share with you guys this. And I haven't filmed a video like this in a hot minute, and I kind of miss it because I'm not all about makeup sometimes. I'm all about safety. So as you guys know, I am a super, I don't want to say hardcore like nerd about skincare. Like, I like to think of myself as somebody who is, but as I started doing more research about this, I'm like, bro, I can't even call myself a nerd or just super anal about my skincare and makeup, because after learning about this, I felt like I needed to go through all my shit or just throw it all out and start all over. The beauty industry is so ugly, and it is kind of scary to think what companies are allowed to put in their products and that we don't even know about, because the FDA isn't protecting us from it. Without further ado, let's just go ahead. You're probably like, what is this girl talking about? And I'm about to tell you guys. And prepare to sit down, eat a healthy snack. Maybe an apple. Maybe an apple and peanut butter. That sounds actually pretty good right now. Okay? Sit down, listen to me, because this is so important for you to hear, because the public needs to be educated about this. It is ridiculous. Alright, let's get started. Girl, I don't even know where to start exactly, but this video is basically going to be talking about the FDA and how little they have control over what goes in and out of products, says what's allowed to be in products, etc. Girl, you don't even know. So first of all, for a cosmetic product, no product requires approval before basically it's allowed to be sold. No product whatsoever, unless it's has color additives, or second, the cosmetic contains a drug. Then the drug itself needs to be approved by the FDA. Like a sunscreen is considered a cosmetic, but the SPF is considered a drug because it protects the skin from being sunburned. Or dandruff shampoo. Shampoo is considered a cosmetic, but because the dandruff conditioning treatment in there is considered a drug because it helps prevent dandruff. Kind of get what I'm saying? So the drug itself needs to be FDA approved, but the physical product doesn't. What else does the FDA not regulate? They do not set standards of testing. It only advises manufacturers to conduct their own testing. It's just like saying, hey, I think what you're using won't be really safe for the public, and I think you should test it. But we're not going to make sure you do the testing. We're just going to recommend you do testing for it. What is that? That doesn't do absolutely jack squat. Companies aren't going to do anything if there's no rules and if they're not required to do it. If they're not going to get in trouble for it, they're not going to do it. Another thing. No one is required to register or license companies before opening and start selling products. They can only voluntarily reach out to the FDA and say, hey, I would like my license to start selling a product. But the FDA doesn't require any license. And FDA, I found this out recently because, as you guys know, if you don't know, I work for Benefit Cosmetics. I work for Ulta. So when a product gets recalled, it's because the public starts complaining about the product, how, hey, it's causing eye irritation, or there's something wrong with the product, that there must be a bad batch. So it's when the public starts complaining that the FDA is like recommends the company to recall it. They don't require companies to recall it. They only recommend them to. So it's a company's voluntary action to recall it. So when Benefit recalled Gimme Brow, they claimed that it was a voluntary recall, and I kept telling people that it caused eye irritation, so we decided, Benefit decided on our part to recall the product as voluntarily. Like, no bitch. And I just realized that that's all FDA can do. They're not going to force you to do it because they literally can't. I just felt like a dumbass. Wow. I was like, okay. So you must be wondering, okay, so the FDA doesn't control any of this. What can they actually do? What legal action can they do? And let me tell you this, you guys. So technically, if they believe a company is lying or misbranding, selling a banned / soiled ingredients, or misbranding. Stop! I kind of got off track with you guys and I forgot to mention what the FDA can do. Basically, if they do believe that you are misbranding, then they can threaten to take legal ramification. Okay, I'm done. Let's continue. So my question is the FDA regulations are so loose. At this point, there's so many cosmetic companies and brands and God knows how many. How is the FDA supposed to track and regulate all of them? They're kind of like too far gone at this point. Like, that's what's kind of scary to me. And the fact that there are over 1,000 chemicals banned in other countries that are considered harmful to cause cancer, to cause skin irritation, dermatitis. All of these chemicals are banned in other countries, but they're not banned in the United States. And the fact that other countries and California, which is part of the United States, adopted the measure to, it's called the Safe Cosmetics and Personal Care Products Act, which was not passed besides in California. So I don't know if you noticed, but when you buy products in California, just skincare or whatever, on the label it'll say, in the state of California, some ingredients in here are linked to cause cancer. Like, sometimes the label will say that, and it's because in the state of California, they passed that Safe Cosmetics Act. But United States, the rest of the United States hasn't even got on that shit. Like, it should tell you something. So, in part of this Safe Cosmetics and Personal Care Products Act, it would require companies to disclose if they cause cancer, birth defects, reproductive harm, etc. It would have to state that on their product. Like, could you imagine? Do you think people will still buy it? Knowingly buy it? No. I don't think so. This industry is so beyond fucked up. It is. And it just sucks that the public doesn't really know about this stuff. And how much we're being manipulated in our daily lives. Like, the fact that you can't pick up a product and buy it without looking at the ingredients first and doing your own research that this product is safe and okay to use. Like, that's just too much work, and they think that we're not gonna do the work. But let me tell you, I'm gonna do the work, and I'm gonna read products and all of their ingredients and make sure they're safe to put on my skin. Because you might think like, yeah, it's just my skin, whatever. But when you put something on your skin, it goes directly into your bloodstream. Like, your skin absorbs it, your pores absorb it, it goes into your bloodstream. Like, don't be naive about these things, guys. Like, educate yourself. So I will start by telling you guys what ingredients to watch for. And one big one is formaldehyde. When inhaled, it can cause bronchitis and pneumonia. And you can also get dermatitis, which is basically a skin rash, and migraines. And it's formally classified as a carcinogen to humans. So you can find this in your lash glue, in your nail polish, in your hair gel. And actually the Duo lash glue, the one that's in the tube with the latex, that actually has formaldehyde in it. Literally, it's the last ingredient in there. You're putting formaldehyde on your lash line. And it's sometimes not even listed as formaldehyde. It has other names for the ingredients, and I'll list them right down here, what they're also called, and you can see on the label. And I think it's so hard because you're not going to remember to look for this big complicated word on the label. You're going to watch out for formaldehyde, but you're not going to look for DMDM hydrotentine. You're not going to look for that name. You're going to look for formaldehyde. Another ingredient to look for is plastic and plastic tillerizers. I think I said that. Plastic tillerizers. I think I said that, right? You can find this in your shampoo and conditioner, other beauty products. So what it does It affects your hormones. It is linked to cancer. The plastic microbeads soak up your toxins, and when they get into our water supply, all these plastic microbeads, they disrupt the digestion of smaller fish and other marine animals that when they're eaten by larger fish, which pollutes the entire food chain. Smaller fish eats the plastic beads, and then the bigger fish eats the smaller fish, and etc. You get what I'm saying. So, but we're eating the fish again. See how the cycle continues? So you're gonna check the label for full polyphenylene, polythene PE, and then folates. I'm just gonna list these ingredients because I'm butchering these names. Okay, next, another ingredient to look for: petroleum. These are found in your moisturizers, your lip balms, and petroleum clogs your pores hella, and their derivatives, some derivative derivatives are used as preservatives. Oh my goodness, that was so hard. So what it does, it's contaminated by known carcinogens. Petroleum is linked to kidney and liver abnormality. It damages the cell membranes. Its trapping ability also can clog your pores and prevent your skin from getting oxygen. You can check the label for petroleum oil, petroleum jelly, petroleum, mineral oil, mineral jelly, liquid paraffin, and then also derivatives can include propyl glycol. Holy shit, this ingredient. Propyl glycol is actually legal in other countries. It's one of the harmful chemicals, and it's also in your Mare Budescuo rosewater spray. It can be in a liquid form and in foundations a lot, moisturizers. It is also a cheap filler that companies use because it's cheap, and they fill the product with this propyl glycol, basically a derivative of petroleum. And say if I have this moisturizer I bought for 10 bucks versus I have this moisturizer I bought for 80 bucks. This moisturizer has some active ingredients like vitamin A, but it also has a bunch of basically petroleum inside. So it's gonna be cheaper. This is cheaper, I'm getting a better deal, but really the $80 from Dermalogica is nothing but pure ingredients and no fillers whatsoever. That's why often you're gonna get this for cheaper, because it has a bunch of filler in it that's gonna fill up the product. Other than this, has all this product that's potent and full of healthy ingredients. So that's how companies will often trick you, and you're better off just buying the good shit, because you're going to use less of that and it's going to go further and it's going to be wonderful for your skin. Other than that, product is going to clog your pores and it's not going to give you any benefits. So that's why it's worth it just to invest the money in something more expensive. Next, asbestos, I think I pronounced that right, where it is powdered makeup deodorant, also in baby powder. This is also known as talc. And if you haven't heard of talc, girl, get on the train. You can also find this in your dry shampoo too. So it is known as a well-known carcinogen and is linked to lung cancer. And also there's an ongoing lawsuit with Johnson & Johnson baby powder, because you're putting that baby powder next to obviously the diaper crotch area. So it has been linked to ovarian cancer too. And you're putting this on your baby. This is honestly so depressing. Like, how can you knowingly sell this product to infants at such a young age that you know causes harm? I am just mind blown. So talc is also found in a lot of your setting powders too. A lot of them in your Airspun, in your Laura Mercier, in your banana powder, in your Maybelline setting powder. All of it's found in there. That's why I started using the Cover FX one, mainly because it doesn't have talc in it. Only ones I have found that setting powder that doesn't have talc in it is the Cover FX. The IT Cosmetics one doesn't. And that's it. Honestly, those are the only two I have found so far that doesn't have talc in it. And mainly all of your eyeshadows too has talc in it too. So talc isn't itself an ingredient in skincare, but it's common contaminant for talc, which is used because it absorbs excess oil from the skin and keeps you dry, aka setting powder. Asbestos coexist with talc in nature, and virtually no talc that comes into the United States is tested for asbestos contamination. So basically, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Asbestos is found in talc. There's no testing of talcum powder when companies put it in your setting powder that it has that dangerous contaminant and carcinogen in it. It would be totally different if, hey, I'm Laura Mercier and I want to sell this setting powder and I know it has talc in it, but I'm going to test it for asbestos and try to take out the contaminants before I sell it. It would be so different if it was like that, but it's not. The fact that there is this harmful contaminant going into this talcum powder. I feel like that should be thrown out there because a lot of people use that ingredient and they don't even know. Next, lead. This is found in your hair dye and your lipstick. It contaminates minerals, basically it's used in any color products. Lead is a neurotoxin which affects the brain and is confirmed carcinogen. Lead can build up in the body and develop into lead poisoning, which causes seizures. I don't think it's as common as it was back in the day, but still check for lead acetate in your ingredient label. Next, coal tar, which is found in hair dye and your shampoos. It's anti-dandruff agent, which is often used in cosmetics. What it does is the coal tar causes skin sensitivity, photosensitivity, and it is a carcinogen. Just check the label for coal tar because that's what it's just labeled for. So just know that these are the top list of offenders, and that's not even all of them. That is just the ones that are the most dangerous and the most top offenders, which causes the most problems. So don't think that that is the end of it. That is just the beginning of it. So there's so many other ingredients out there are just as harmful as the ones I just listed. Always encourage you guys to do your own research on all your products and all the ingredients that are in there. If the FDA doesn't have time for this, how do we got time for this? Like to physically look at all these ingredients, what it does, what it causes, if it's dangerous. Girl, it's just so much work. So I just want to educate you guys and throw that out there. Make sure you're just informed about it. And like everybody tells me when I say, hey, don't eat that or don't use that, it causes cancer. And they just tell me everything causes cancer nowadays. And it is so true. And I wish there was something I could do about it. No matter how much change I change in my lifestyle, if I stop chewing gum because it has aspartame in it, because aspartame is linked to cancer, if I put my phone on airplane mode because the radiation off my phone causes cancer, all these changes I'm making in my lifestyle because I'm so scared. I just want to prolong my life, and I'm so scared that all these factors in my life are going to cause my life to shorten. And I hate that I have to take that upon myself, but nowadays you have to. You can't ever trust anything. And no matter how sad that is, it is so true. And I just want to put that on you guys. And I'm not trying to tell you and be like, oh, this is bad, don't use it. I mean, I would just encourage you guys to take it upon yourselves to make that decision for yourself, because it just reminds you how scary this world is and how many things companies get away with. I know this is just something like really surreal to think about, and I don't like researching about it because it's just so scary. Because I love skincare and I love makeup so much, so it's just like, we clash so much because I know it hurts me, but I love it, and it's just like, ugh. SW Basics is a really good natural line. It's actually this book I'm reading. She is the owner of that company, and this is where I originally found out about the FDA, and a lot of what I was telling you guys is actually from this book. So her line that she makes is all natural, totally basic ass skincare, and I love that about it. So if you want to look for something natural and so simple to wear and you're so concerned for your skincare, then her line, bam. But and don't hate me, don't kill the messenger. But I love you guys so much, and please share this video with your friends, with your family, with your mother, with your grandma, anybody. Share this video. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this matter. Like, are you mad? Are you triggered? Are you just like, whatever, everything causes cancer? What is your views? I really want to know. Interact with me in the comments. I'll be sure to respond to y'all. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, or wherever you are in your life. Love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.